Hey everyone, it's Blue Lizard Jello and welcome back to Everything Possible in the Surge 2. Last time we took out Little Johnny, and we're actually using his forceps currently. And turns out Little Johnny, not so little after all. And it's about time that we make our way back to Seaside Court, but before we do that, thank you to two of my viewers for a couple of really neat tidbits. The first being, I had mentioned that Interstate, let me turn the light off. I had mentioned that Interstate 91, as you can see directly through the center of this map, runs through New England, all the way from northern Vermont to southern Connecticut. Well, Misky Mania did a little bit of digging, and it seems that it is likely Jericho City is actually New Haven, Connecticut, and he shared a number of points that really do make a lot of sense. There's a lot of parallels between New Haven, Connecticut and Jericho City, so I will put a link to his comment directly in the description or the comment section below. But then we also had Nicholas Meyer, who pointed out that I in fact have missed two very key items. So I'm going to take this mag lift down so I can find this engineer, and I'm just going to not get the counterattack. I just want to gently whack away at his chest, go for the cut, because any of the Spark engineers, when you destroy their chest, even if they didn't have armor, will drop the Spark Engineer's turret. This is a drone consumable. So as you can see here, this is going to place down one of those drones that we've seen them use, which is really excellent, but it is a consumable just like the Molotovs and just like the grenades. And while we're down here, we need to take out the one enemy that's hiding behind the car. So let's deal with this guy nice and quickly, hopefully. And watch for the exploding drone here. Okay, careful, let's get this cut. I'm probably gonna have to deal with these other two aspirants. Maybe this guy wants to join us first. And it looks like it. Get the cloud of poison because I did that charge attack. There we are for the cut. And I'll just be storing these metavoltaic charges here. Let's deal with one more. And, oh, he might kill me if I'm not careful. There it is. Don't need to get the cut if I can help it. And don't want to die here, even though we can go right... Oh gosh. Even though I can go right back to the med bay if I have to. There we are, nice and easy. But these enemies, they were just in the way because the one that I want, who I assumed was using the SNR Jackdaw, Yes. Thank you. I will go ahead and use that charge up. Is right here. So let's go for his left arm. He's going to throw some rocks at us because he's a big jerk. Now we don't want to kill him. And you know what? I'm going to put on a weaker weapon. What is the weakest weapon I have? 72. Let's just go for the MG Negotiator. We may have to reset this. Careful. And there it is. Did we get it? We did. So even though we're just going to get some arm coils because he was wearing the aspirant's gear, the IA-35 Gemini. This is even a brand new weapon type, not just a new weapon. These are punching gloves, brand new to the Surge 2. So these kind of act like twin rigs, but they're a little bit heavier hitting in most cases. But 98 damage, 12 impact, 90% attack speed, 35% energy gain, and 90% stamina consumption. You can see here they just kind of work like little jackhammers on your hand. So different moveset than the twin rigs, but kind of fun nonetheless, pretty quick. I'm going to switch back here though to my Little Johnny's forceps. And that is everything new that I want to show off. So once again, thank you so much to Misky Mania and Nicholas Myers for sharing that information. As I say at the end of each video, if you have any tips and tricks or if I missed something, please do let me know so I can correct it. Now I'm just going to do a tiny bit of upgrading and a little bit of switching with the implants, and I will be right back with you. So very little has changed. I have leveled my core power up to 37, which means I was able to take off my ancillary core, and now I have the metavoltaic, battery adrenalizer, the manslayer I have back on, directional block analyzer, don't leave home without it, deflection energy converter, and the Omni Health Observer, which is going to be important because I want to know when things are about to die. And I'm going to be using Little Johnny's forceps for a little while because I actually really like the poison. It works really, really well. Now we have the EMP starfish, so there's a few doors we can open, including this one right here, right beyond the comic book store. And inside the loot chest here, we get the tissue hardening injection. So this is an injectable, so it's not one that just increases your defense for permanent, but it takes 7 core power consumption, up to 2 max precharges currently, 100 defense and 150 elemental defense at the cost of 1 battery, and it does last for quite a while. So a nice boost to your defense. In fact, right now, this would essentially double my defense.
Not bad. Not bad at all. I watched the whole performance. Now let me show you how grateful I am.
Brother Eli has met us before we got to Seaside Court. Judging by the fact that his weapon is at the ready, I'm not so sure he's actually as grateful as he makes it out to be. Now this fight, and yes, this is going to be a fight, can actually be a little bit tricky. He has quite a few high-powered combinations, and once he gets down on health, he is going to start summoning some aspirants to his aid. So the EMP starfish can work really well at stunning, not so much him because he seems to have high electrical defense, but the summons that he has can be stunned. But at the same time, I think I want to soften him up. You know, I'll probably start with the turret and then switch over to the lace pistol.
You did an amazing job back there. Now no one stands in my way. I can finally do whatever I please. Funny how these things go, isn't it? No one would accept me killing my brother. But if I kill his murderer, I'll be a hero. Such a pity you won't be alive to learn from your fatal era of judgment.
So right away, time to run away. Now I do want to focus on his weapon arm because I would like to get it. Now notice he has 3 shields just like little Johnny did. So in order to get that stun, I'm going to have to focus on getting those 3 directional blocks. That was not one. There's, oh nope, that wasn't one either. So we're just gonna have to keep topped off. There is the first poison proc, which is excellent. But you can see just that massive damage. And that was actually the down directional. There's one. Watch our combos. Ooh, that has a huge reach. There's 2 directionals. Run away and heal. And there's 1 good stun. Good, back up. Doing some really good work on him. And you know what? I think it's time to get our drone out. Okay, this is doing some work, not a whole lot.
I can't allow a rabbit like you to run free.
Ooh, almost had that. 1 more shield left. Oh, and here we have the aspirants. Gotta watch, he just summoned his own drone. There we go, my drone took care of it. Beautiful. Back up, watch out. Brother Eli is on me. His friend is dead though. Okay, he's almost dead, so we may want to switch because I don't want him to just get poisoned to death. Back up. There is the point that we can get the cut. Excellent. Solid fight overall, and we get the Warhammer of Force Conversion. So the Warhammer of Force Conversion is, of course, a hammer, 121 damage, 22 impact, 95% attack speed, 70% energy gain, and 105% stamina consumption. Mark II. Now, I do like the flavor text on this weapon. Brother Eli prefers to convert supplicants to the path of the spark through charisma and good works. But he knows that, sadly, many will only open their eyes when forced to do so. Eli knows that such actions are regrettable but necessary, as many of the most zealous children only join the spark after Eli shattered their bones and ordered them rebuilt, body and soul, in the halls of the sacred cathedral. Lovely.
I see her. She's on the move. Don't let her get away. She's our best chance for a cure. You're not going anywhere. Die, infidels!
They seem awfully worried about a little girl. And in the loot cache that's left over is a new implant, the Decharge Regenerator. So this is a booster implant. It takes 6 core power. It restores your health at a rate of 1 HP per second while your energy bar is draining. So you kind of have this trade-off. As the energy bar drains, you get some health restoration. Let's not forget this battery here. Store that as a pre-charge. And now the way back to Seaside Court is unhindered. We will be doing some more questing inside of Seaside Court, so there will be some dialogue and some more audio logs. I'll be sure to put in another timestamp in the comments below if you'd like to skip it. So in here, everyone seems to know that something's happened to Eli.
I haven't seen Brother Eli in a while. I hope nothing's happened to him.
But they're not exactly sure what has happened. So we do have a few audio logs, but first, let's turn in the first quest to Molly.
You look so sad. What's happened? Thank you so much, young'un. Good to know there are some honest people left in this world. Thank you again.
By turning that in and completing our quest, we do have access yet again to our inventory, and we need to buy the rest of the AID Nightfall gear. So I'm going to buy as much as I can now. Won't be able to pick it all up. Oh, actually, turns out we will. And that's going to become apparent why very, very soon. So as we make our way up to talk to Rex, let's grab the first audio log and listen to it, Eli's last message.
Soon I will bring about a new age of harmony between man and machine. A new era, a new dawn. Such a shame about dear Jonathan. But sometimes one just has to be pragmatic, no matter how much it hurts. I have big things to accomplish, and I can't afford anyone to leave anything that may tie me to little Johnny's unfortunate demise. I'm sorry for what he became. Sorry for the shame he brought upon us. Sometimes I even feel sorry for using a pawn to get him out of the way.
It's as if he's not even trying to hide it anymore to some of his closest supporters. So Declan, for some reason, still waiting in this chamber where he was being interrogated by Brother Eli.
Are you insane? Brother Eli will have your head on a platter for breaking into his chapel. You did what? You have no idea what havoc you've unleashed. I'll lay low until this blows over. You should do the same. There's a whole network of decommissioned tunnels just below the city. Nobody will find you there.
We've already seen the one entrance to the underground when we were in the ship graveyard. But now that we have the EMP Starfish, a number of other entrances are open to us. But we're not going to go there just yet, except for one brief excursion today. Now we have another audio log, Eli's last message.
Listen carefully, my disciples. An interloper has wormed his way in our holy order. He killed my brother, and now he's out to get me. Seek out the heathen and bring him to justice. Our holy mission is at stake. Do not worry. This is not the end.
Eli trying to rally his troops against us because he sent us to do his dirty work. All right, now that we know a little bit about what's happened to April, let's let Rex know.
What up, G? Everybody knows about your little trip to Terminal Z. You didn't hear anything about, like, April while you were there, did you? Wait, whoa, what? She did what? OMG! How the hell did she end up in that mess? All because that fat porker tried to get jiggy with my chica. Help is on the way, April! Just you wait. It's go time, baby! Rex in effect!
I do love Rex. For turning that in, we do get some Molotov cocktails and 3,000 scrap, but more importantly, it's going to further Rex's quest. As you just heard, Rex is on the way. But once we turn that in, we also get another audio log spawning, this time, the breakup call from April.
Hey, it's April. I've been meaning to call for a while, but you know how it is. I just want you to know I'm okay. I've met someone else. That's just the way it is. Please forget about me and go live your life.
She met little Johnny and left our man Rex for him. I can't say that I would have done the same. We're back up here because we have more than 20 audio logs, so we want to turn those in to Mr. Scrappy.
Welcome back, killer. You have murdered 2 of Jericho's most notorious leaders. I would get in touch with my notary if I were you. So, how about sharing some information? You have collected more than 20 audio files. You have reached reward tier 2. How persistent. Enjoy listening. It's on the house. I will update your records. Goodbye.
We do get the Podshot returns 2 out of 4, but we also get a whopping 20,000 scrap from turning in 20 audio logs, and we're getting close to tier 3, but it'll be just a little while longer. So while we listen to that, I'm going to make my way down so we can talk to the hunters, because right now they're guarding our exit.
Hi everybody, this is Podshot, your favorite source for Iron Mouse gossip, news, and reviews. This week I'll be taking a little break from reviewing. Instead, let's have a little Q&A session about something more stimulating. My fan fiction. Haha. Now, I've heard a lot of criticism about the so-called plot holes or gaps in logic. So let me just say one thing to you nitpickers. Get off my damn back! Maybe I knew about all of your so-called flaws. Maybe I actually hid clever little references and sly allusions throughout the dialogue. Ever thought about that? That's what they call subtlety, goddammit! Now, of course, you'd actually have to pay attention to spot the details, and if you didn't spot them, well, maybe you weren't worth the effort anyway. Why should I, of all people, go out of my way to cater to cretins? Either way, I won and you lost, because you've already read my story.
In order to leave Seaside Court either through this door or the one up by Mr. Scrappy, we have to stop and talk to Jordan Black and talk to her about the monster hunt.
Well, well. If it isn't our new arrival. Heard you done in those preacher brothers. You've made a lot of enemies in no time at all, so I'll only say this once. Us hunters don't like competition. Stay out of our business, kiddo. We've got the monster hunt at Gideon's Rock covered. If you intrude on our turf, you're on your own. My guys are a ragtag bunch of fighters from all around Jericho. I'm the one running this whole shit show. Got a contract to hunt down some crazy abomination at Gideon's Rock. And we'll finish it, no questions asked. If I were you, I wouldn't cross a single hunter out there, and that includes myself. Just FYI. Like you haven't heard about it. Everyone's talking about the damn creature. Some sort of nanite mutant is loose in Jericho. It's laid waste to a prison and killed a load of people downtown. Now it's retreated to Gideon's Rock. Bad move, if you ask me. And some old suits put a bounty on the thing's brain. And we'll claim it. Nobody's gonna get in our way. Not the children of the Spark. Not the AID. And definitely not you.
So at this point, we can either tell her to get out of my way or just say goodbye. I'm really trying not to be rude if I can help it, so goodbye, Jordan.
I'll be keeping an eye on you.
At this point, the hunters are going to evacuate. It's going to tell us to meet them, or at least investigate, the Cloud 9 bar. So we can go up top if we want, or we can just head right out here. But before we do that, we're going to stop by the medbay with all of this tech scrap that we have, and I want to construct as much of the AID gear as we can. We already have the 2 arm pieces, so let's see. We can convert some material to make the chest. We can make a headgear, and it looks like we're not going to have quite enough to make 2 of the leg gears. Actually, I take that back. Yes, we do, by converting. So that means we have the full set of AID Nightfall gear. We will not be using this, but we're going to need it for a little quest coming up here in just a moment. Now I'm going to switch back to the EMP Starfish. We're going to need that here in a moment. And let's head outside back to Jericho downtown. Once we head outside, if we stand out here for too long, there is a turret who's going to start taking shots at us. But in order to get up to them, because we know that this is sealed, we can now use our Starfish. And as soon as I land, I'm going to switch back to the laser pistol. And we are going to head this way. We've already gone this way before, but you can see the turret there. That is a high-powered turret, so it will do some damage. And as soon as we get within range, look at that, level 7. We are going to take that out. We're going to leave the soldier up there alone. But we're going to head this way. You remember we opened up the shortcut there in the Blue Palace. Let's just take care of this enemy really quickly. And a little bit of damage there, no big deal. And we even get another battery charge for our troubles. Now I'm going to hop down here. There's a new enemy floating around. We can get, oh, he's already taken some damage. We can get a weapon if we cut off the tail, but watch what happens as we approach the top of the stairs. And I'm going to switch to the vibrating quick sight here.
Hey partner, remember me? We met downstairs outside the clink. You are the talk of the town these days. Maybe we should work together. If you're interested, find me under the bridge of the canal. I'll be waiting.
The canal just over there, there's the bridge, and there was a door under there that was unlocked with the EMP-44 Starfish, and that's where we're going to head next. So, we don't want to focus on the body, but let's focus on that tail. There we go. Well, that wasn't very good, considering. Does have some unblockable attacks, but just focus on the tail as much as possible. And looks like we may not get it this time. Oh, there it is. Dash attack is really good for getting an enemy almost close to death because it does take reduced damage. But we get the JCPD Taser Grips, another twin-rigged weapon, 139 damage. It starts at Mark III, which is excellent. 14 impact, 91% attack speed, 35% energy gain, and 90% stamina consumption. A really excellent set of twin-rigged weapons. So the next big destination is going to be that way, towards the Capitol Square, north on 91. But we want to, as I said, drop down below the bridge. I'm going to switch back to the Starfish. We'll take the mag lift down, just to be safe. Avoid the toxic goo, don't have to kill that guy. Just open this with the Starfish, and we are going to go to the underground for the first time.
In a prison.
So here we are face to face with a stranger again, and here he is humming and even singing along to Stumfall's Prisoner, the song from the medbay in the Surge 1. So who is this stranger?
Ever heard of the Black Cerberus? You're just as tough, and that's a real compliment. And I see you got yourself some new gear. Not one of my favorite sets, but still impressive. Well, I don't know what exactly you did out there, but you pissed off more people than even a PAX robot could. If you're that good at finding new gear, there might be a way for the two of us to work together. You'd never believe it. It was my first day on the job at CREO Industries when a crazy power surge went through the system. I spent days fighting my brain-fried co-workers until I finally escaped the compound. And for what? I reached Jericho City just as they sealed it off by building that goddamn wall. Bad luck. Twice. I've been in a lot of trouble ever since. The perfect scapegoat. This time I'll get out, that's for sure. But first, I'll uncover their dirty secrets. We gotta get out of this godforsaken place. This whole quarantine thing stinks to high heaven. The only way to escape Jericho City is by uncovering the truth. But AID already knows what I'm after. They'll spot me if I get too close, so I need to stay underground. I need a disguise. A set of AID armor would allow me to sneak past them. Maybe reach their command center. I'll try and get to their computers, find out what happened to the kids they took. If they found a cure for Defrag, why don't they disclose it? I'll tell you why. Because you can't heal people with bullshit. Mark my words, the truth will come out. Great. These guys are more machine than man, and they show no mercy. So why should we? Target the gear parts we're looking for and slice them off. Then go to a crafting station, and voila, a brand new set of armor. Oh, and don't forget to bring it back to me.
At this point, because we crafted that AID gear before we left Seaside Court, we actually have everything that the Stranger needs. By the way, we're about to find the true identity out of the Stranger, so if you're trying to avoid spoilers, why are you watching a walkthrough?
Great. Just pass me the missing gear pieces.
So we can purchase a few graffiti tags. We have the peace sign, strong arm, and he does sell some omnicells, but the way that we give the gear, it's a little bit strange. So this is the correct method. I have tested this. We want to go into our inventory, into the sell menu, and we want to sell all of the Nightfall gear. There are the 2 legs. Here are the 2 arm pieces, the chest, and the headgear.
Awesome. This should get me into the AID complex. I'll go to their evacuation hub and try to pass as one of them. Then I'll hack into their database and find out if they're really looking for a cure and why they took all those kids. If you're ever heading that way too, let's team up again. See you around.
For turning in that gear, we got some Mark V upgrade materials. We also got his headgear. We got some tech scrap, and we got access to this loot cache. But let's take a look first at the headgear that he gave us. So you can see here, just like the smell saver, this will give us bonuses towards all other set bonuses. And it also weighs absolutely nothing. And it has significantly more defense than the smell saver had. And frankly, it just looks a lot better, which is absolutely fantastic. Let's take a look though inside the loot cache. We get the pain enhancer implant. This is a bit of a joke, because for 0 core power consumption, you lose 1000 defense and you take double damage. That's right, increases damage received by 100%, handle with care. Looking for a challenge run? Look no further. But we also got Warren's well-used cutter. I know, none of you are actually surprised by this turn of events, but the Stranger is Warren, the protagonist from the original Surge game, and I absolutely love that he's back. But it is an incredible weapon. It's a one-handed weapon, Mark III, 137 damage, 19 impact, 100% attack speed, 70% energy gain, and 90% stamina consumption. A mysteriously bloodied Astyr Vibro cutter recovered from a horrific incident at the CREO complex. Despite some wear and tear, it remains rugged and razor sharp. Excellent. Well, we'll be talking to Warren a little bit later on. This door will not open just yet. We need a key card. So let's head back topside to Jericho downtown and accomplish just a couple more tasks. Back in downtown Jericho City, let's use the mag lift. We're going to be making our way back to the very start. At this point, I'm even going to avoid that robot over there. I have no need to kill him again. Heading through Riverside Street, ignoring all of these enemies. We're just going to be rushing right back to this medbay. We are going to be spending some tech scrap. Let's just dump some more points in. You can see I did add some more points to my health, but let's use all of the tech scrap that we can just to get up. We should be able to get to level 40 at the very least. That opens up a new implant slot for us at level 40. We have 8 more module points to spend. I think I will use some more into my health. And are we able to upgrade anything else a little bit? We could actually go all the way up to Mark V with the Stranger's face mask, but that's only an increase of +2 defense. Not really all that worth it. It'd be better spent somewhere else. But I tell you what, I think we're actually good for now. But we have a rather tough fight up at the top of this mag lift. It's completely optional, but if you want to get a really cool spear from Brother Truman, we're going to have to let him know what happened to Brother Eli. So Brother Truman, while it's not overly difficult to kill him, you can even kill him when you first leave the prison. The problem is his combos hit like an absolute ton of bricks. So if we allow him to get any combos off, it could spell death even at the health we're currently at. Now, I like to use a spear class weapon, which right now all we have is the salvage gouger, which means I do have to level that up a little bit. So let's go to my upgrade. We can get that up to Mark II. That should be enough. And that's all we're going to do. I will actually use the laser pistol just a little bit, just to soften his arm to make sure we get the weapon. But let's go talk to Brother Truman. Luckily, we are going in with 3 pre-charges, so hopefully we can save some of that energy. But let's tell him what happened to Brother Eli.
Can you hear it? The heartbeat of the city? It's still out there, buried under all the rubble. And yet you face me, smiling like a villain. I will never forgive myself for trusting you. Bring it on, you sniveling traitor!
As soon as we are able to, let's make sure that we get away from him because he has some long range with that. And I'm just going to soften his armor up as much as possible using all of my ammo. Perfect. Now I just need to focus on getting some energy. Should be rather easy. Just stay back. Couple of pokes, back up. Once again, couple of pokes, back up. Back up, back up. And there's the cut already, and let's go for it. Waste no time. Now, I made that look easy, but that's because I used 20 Omnicells, which might be a little cheesy. But I'm not lactose intolerant. Over here, we get some more Omnicells, but we also just got the Puppet Master audio log. And let's listen to this before we even pick up the new weapon.
I can't sully my hands with his blood. We need someone fresh, someone new, an outsider.
Leave it to me. I have connections at the JCPD. These riots will unearth Jericho City's worst scum.
Be careful who you trust, brother. The city is a hotbed of sin and vice.
No worries. I'm a survivor.
So Brother Truman had the audacity to call us a traitor, and yet he knew from the very beginning that we were just being used to fulfill Brother Eli's plan. But we get Brother Truman's Faith, another spear class weapon. We get it at Mark III. It's doing 141 damage, 12 impact, 90% attack speed, 15% energy gain, 95% stamina consumption, and 21 electricity damage. A well-earned excruciator spear, formerly wielded by Brother Truman. He used his silver tongue to spread the righteous doctrine of the spark, but when words failed, he was always prepared to convert followers using electrical power and pure force, just like his good friend Brother Eli. And I just absolutely love this weapon. It's stylish, it has the electricity damage that I love. We're going to be playing around with this for a little bit. Now, we're not going to do a whole lot more in this episode, but I do want to return to one of the early zones from the medbay. Instead of going the opposite way, what we're going to do is head up this way towards the section that I said was a little bit too tough for us at the time. So let's just take care of this enemy nice and quick. We're just going to have to deal with a few of these enemies. Although actually, we should be able to run past most of them, and their aggro range should be reduced by the time we get up here. I also want to be focused on my starfish.
Someone's sneaking up on you.
Remember, we headed up this to the Port Nixon exit before, but we have these 2 Nightfall-wearing security guards that are going to make it really difficult to pass unless we can get a good stun. Break the shield there. And unfortunately missed the shield there. Now I do want to try and go for the weapon on one of them, but we have to be careful because of this gun wielder. So let's deal with him as quickly as we can. Okay. And where is my EMP? It didn't seem to go off. Okay, dealt with him. Now let's see if we can focus on getting that arm cut, if at all possible. Probably going to be doing a little bit too much damage. Okay. Not going to focus on getting counters. Just see if we can get the arm cut. Probably not. Nope, we're just going to get the kill. We'll have to come back for these enemies at a later time. We'll be fighting plenty of them. Now, if we head up this way, there's no loot to be had, but there is a destination to, well, let's make sure we're getting some healing, to Port Nixon, and I'm going to go there just to grab an audio log and then come right back. So not only do we have an audio log, but I misspoke, we also do have the Adrenal Harvester Implant. 4 core power consumption, 50 stamina restored every time we kill an enemy. For anyone who's working on a dodge build, very stamina heavy, this can be an excellent substitute to some of the other implants, which I just realized I have another implant slot. Now nothing else we can do down here, because even if I unlock this with my starfish, that's all well and good, but I don't have my force hook, so I'm not going to be able to use that. But let's grab this audio log and then head back to downtown.
The old JCPD building is our last refuge. When the lights go out, we will stand strong and fight back. A safe haven for everyone who deserves it. We will start again and leave the past behind. Come now, fellow outcasts. Together, we shall prevail.
And before we wrap up, we have one more little side quest that we can do. So let's grab this small pile of tech scrap. Down behind this fence, we can go up these stairs, up the fire escape, into this door, and we're going to open up a shortcut to a section that we have already been to. So heading just out here, hopefully you can recognize it. This is where we drop down. This is where we got that one implant that caused us to always hit the target that we're looking at. But inside here and down the stairs, we have a room that we couldn't open before, and now we can thanks to the starfish. We get the residential keycard, which we've already seen the room that this unlocks, and we have yet another audio log. Now we get a quest, find the looter's bunker, and we know exactly where it is, and I'm going to lead you right there.
Thanks for your business. That was a good transaction.
Good transaction. You took everything I own. Didn't even leave me the shirt on my back. Only despair.
It works for me. I've done pretty well out of it.
You bastard. I know who you are. Everyone knows. Just going around stealing from those who can't fight back.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? You were easy prey, old man.
You might as well show me some mercy and pull the trigger. I've got nothing left in this world.
Ah, you'll off yourself soon enough. They always do. Have a good life, or whatever's left of it.
So in this back corner, we already saw this room before, and we didn't have the key card, but now we do. So interacting here, heading down, let's grab the loot first, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this loot. We've already completed the quest, 2 large piles of metal scrap worth 2,000. As we listen to this, I'm going to start running back to the medbay in downtown Jericho.
Diary entry number 22. I've sealed the bunker doors at last. Got everything I need to survive here for years. All the best food, top quality wine, first editions of the entire original Iron Mouse run. This is the life. Just looking at my little palace makes me feel like a god. Piles of treasure all around me. Nothing can go wrong now.
Well, if you paid attention, I know I just bolted out of that room, but the looter had so much loot that he ended up getting buried in it. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this episode of Everything Possible in The Surge 2. I hope you learned something, and if you did, let me know in the comments below and let me know what you learned. And if I missed something, or if you have other tips and tricks to share, put those in the comments too so we can all keep learning. But I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.